From the city of brotherly love, this is Shark Bite Biz with David Strausser.
Did it again. You just arrived to the newest episode of Shark Bite Biz. I'm your rockstar wannabe host, David Strausser, and this is your place to learn how to grow a business during complete global chaos. As always, this episode is brought to you by our amazing sponsor and Acumatica and SAP Gold partner, Stellar One Consulting. If your business is still using QuickBooks, Excel sheets, or maybe even 5 or 6 different programs, consolidate it. Get one single source of truth. Reach out to me, David at sharkbitebiz.com, or go to stellar1consulting.com or stellar1.io, and we are going to help you break through barriers preventing growth. Now, let's get back to today's episode. What are we going to talk about? Career transformation with this mind-blowing, incredible story about how this dude, this incredible dude, became a yellow cab taxi driver to a tech entrepreneur. And it is an incredible story. I love it. I love him. He is incredible. And I think your mind is going to be blown. So, what's his name? Neilson Nigel. Neilson Nigel, CEO of Kidmoto Technology, offers an inspiring journey from the yellow cab driver to tech entrepreneur, embodying resilience and innovation. His success in addressing a market gap, achieving significant milestones, and fostering a strong team aligns seamlessly with competitive spirit of career competitor. Neilson's leadership philosophy and forward-thinking business mindset provide valuable insights for listeners aiming to elevate their performance and overcome challenges. So, hey, without further ado, let's bring Neilson right on in here.
Business strategy.
Neilson, welcome to Shark Bite Biz. You, my friend.
Shark Bite. I love it.
Yeah, you just became Shark Bait. Welcome to the show.
Forget about it. Love it. Thanks. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. Honor to have someone with you. You have such an amazing story. I can't wait to dig into it. So let's kick it off. Very first question, tradition on this show. Everybody asks the same question. What's your background? What's your experience? What do you do for a living? How'd you get there? Basically, in a nutshell, tell me what makes Neilson Neilson.
I'm just a relentless entrepreneur. I'm founder of Moto Nation, Kidmoto Technologies, but I'm not an overnight success. It's just a culmination of years of hard work, perseverance.
Yeah, well, let's get into the years of hard work and perseverance, because you went from literally a yellow cab driver to tech entrepreneur. Explain that journey, because we love talking about, look, this show is about the 3 Gs: personal growth, professional growth, and business growth, okay? So explain to us how you went from a yellow cab driver to a tech entrepreneur.
Long story short, I studied cultural anthropology, was moving into developing real estate, so I'm trained in that. And 2008 hit, lost a lot during the recession, and moved away from real estate. Lucky enough to have, for some reason, I just wanted to drive a yellow cab in New York. I'm from New York, and forget about it. Greatest job ever.
Forget about it.
It was like, I did it for 3 years, and then I saw a need in the market for child car seats, and it's like, I drove Uber. Incredible experience, driving yellow cab, driving Uber, and in 2016 planned this out. In 2017 we brought Kidmoto to life.
That's great. So what exactly is Kidmoto?
Okay, good question. Kidmoto is a mobile app that connects passengers seeking child car seats to drivers that provide pre-installed child car seats for airport transportation. It's kind of like, say, ditch the car seats when flying with a baby, because parents kind of like don't want to install child car seats when they're traveling to and from the airports, or
Yep.
even travel with child car seats. So we
It's
solved that.
such a pain waiting for them if they get checked, and then you've got to wait till it comes out the large thing, and that takes forever. It seems. I've been there. I've done that when my kids were younger. That was always bad. Why didn't you exist back then when my kids were young?
So, and we operate in 52 cities across America. So we'll get you in Bozeman or Salt Lake or Miami, Port of Miami, etc.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. So you've scaled out the 52 cities. How long did it take you to get into 52 cities?
Just yeah, 6 years.
6 years? 6 years?
Yeah. Yes.
What's your goal of how many cities you want to get into?
I don't know. Depends, because now we have Moto Nation, because we have a national infrastructure now. So now we're
Mhm.
bringing new products to the market, logistics, non-emergency medical, uh, airport transportation for flight cruise line personnel.
Okay.
So you never know. Never know.
Yeah, that's great. So always expanding, I guess you can say ABC, always be closing, always be expanding. So,
Yeah. There you go.
yeah, that's the best way to find growth, because I think too many companies, you get stuck with, one product or one idea. I mean, I think Google's a great example of this, where they had the search engine, and the search engine was their primary business for many many years in the early days, and then they ended up expanding into where they're almost in every part of our life, from cell phones to their smart devices to all of this stuff, analytics, everything. So it's kind of crazy. And I think that that's a good model for a company to have, to where you're constantly expanding and bringing new products instead of just having one core niche focus.
They have the infrastructure. So once you have that infrastructure, you could move on. The Google Homes, they have data on all our homes, so
Yeah.
forget about it. No,
Yeah.
we could install cameras now, and they can listen to us also.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I swear they say they don't listen to us. I swear they are, because I'll be talking about something with somebody, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing ads for it, whether it's Facebook or Google, and it's like, I never said that into Google. Like, how the heck are they getting this? Like, I truly believe those big tech companies are spying on us. You're not spying
Oh,
on us, are
absolutely.
you?
No, no.
Okay. That's what I wanted to check out. So let's start a little bit backwards with you developed this. You obviously found that there was a need for a service like this. Okay. How did you identify the gap that there was an actual market, a market that you really developed hands on, and that changes how parents travel with small children? I mean, how did you identify that there was not only that need, but an actual market to where you could be in 52 different cities?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I think I was smoking crack.
There
It
you go.
was. This is one of those Airbnb, one of those Uber, like from left field type of ideas. It's like no one thought about it. You really have to be succinct. You have to be focused on a vision. And I saw the need driving yellow cab, not wanting to pick up people with infants or small children because it's not safe.
Risk.
I remember, and also driving a black car. I saw the same thing, and everyone in our industry like refrained from providing child car seats. So figured out, say, no, this is all we're going to do. And everyone said, you're crazy. You're crazy. Like, how's that going to work? Because we're doing uh, uh, a super concise niche. Traveling parents with small children that need pre-installed child car seats, not just car seats, but pre-installed.
That is crazy, because I'm sure that you heard a lot of people telling you that you were crazy. Like, hey, this is a niche, this'll never work. How did you overcome all that negativity and just be like, screw you all? Like, there is a market for this, and I'm going to go out, do it, get it done, and make this business successful.
I listened to a motivational speaker, Les Brown, said, get rid of dead weight.
So getting rid of dead weight, as far as the negativity that was bringing you down, that was killing your mojo, your idea, that like, did you do any market research on it at all, or was it based off of your experience from being in the taxi industry?
It was based off my experience. And eventually we did market research. We found out, there's like almost 40 million travelers traveling with small children in the United States by airplane. That's a big number.
Yeah.
And that's just a niche that we focused on. No one else is focusing on them. And because of that, we're able to create something which isn't, and this is like incredible.
Yeah, no, it is. And basically, I mean, I came from a small town, and I'm not taking a dig on my small town, but one of the things that always drove me nuts was, when I was growing up, it's old school thinking here, and it's like, I'd have big dreams, and I'd remember my grandfather always saying, "Boy, get your head out of the clouds." That ain't ever gonna happen. And I'm like, why can't it happen? And for many years it just had me down, and it was bonded. It actually took me moving out to Tijuana, Mexico, where I learned anything is possible. Like, the way people make money out there, I mean, it's insane. From painting curbs to painting speed bumps to doing things. And it really got my entrepreneurial spirit back on track for business when I went out there and I saw that with my own eyes. But I know exactly what you mean as far as getting rid of the dead weight. And then I kept that dead weight at a distance for many years. Now I'm strong enough in my beliefs and my experience and my accomplishments that the dead weight, I I don't care if they're around me or not, because I'm not going to let their dead weight opinion actually, bring me down. And I'm sure, are you at that point yet, you think, in your career?
Oh, absolutely. It's You can spot that, right? And you always have to chip off dead weight also. Like, always chip off dead weight, because somehow we did it. Just always, people always throw negativity at you. So you really want to chip that off. As soon as you just come near it, let it, inconsequential. That's it. Move away from it.
Okay. So let's go back again into, you found filling a gap. You started your business with actually only 2 car seats.
That's
Okay.
it. I was so broke, David. I couldn't afford 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with the 2 car seats, you were able to, I mean, how many people do you have running with your company right now? Because I'm sorry, I just find it fascinating.
I think we may have over 600 drivers nationwide.
That is incredible. And it's, look, Uber was there. Uber could have went after that niche. Lyft could have went after that niche, but they really haven't. And it might be liability. It might be whatever it is, but they didn't go after it. And you were like, hey, we're going after it. And you went after it and you got it done. So these drivers, they drive for you just like they could for Uber or Black Car Service or something like that. I assume many of the drivers probably drive with multiple apps, and Kidmoto is one of the apps that they're signed up and driving with. Or how does that typically work for the driver experience?
It's different. Our drivers are driving black cars, so the passengers are getting picked up in a premium vehicle, a Cadillac Escalade, Yukon Denali, Tahoe, some premium vehicles like
Dan,
Cadillac.
I'm flying next week to Vegas for the Acumatica conference. I might bring a kid with me just to get in a Kidmoto vehicle.
So it's not the typical Uber X that where you'll get you fly into Kalamazoo, or you're in Salt Lake, and it's John Doe who works at Pet Boys with
Yeah.
in a Pontiac Firebird, right? It's not like that.
Right, right,
So
right. So
our drivers are vetted and trained.
okay, so they're vetted, they're trained. I assume they're trained to work with kids, work with the car seats,
Yes,
all that type of stuff to make sure, because I would assume that safety is the number one priority, the safety of children.
safety is very important. So everyone has to be thoroughly vetted and trained. It's not again, it's not the John Doe working at Pep Boys in a uh like non-vetted vehicle. These are
Right.
black vehicles, um black no, and with commercial insurance, commercial register no,
Right.
just registered. Yes,
So let's talk a little bit about leadership, because obviously you've got, besides your amazing rock star style, you have to have amazing leadership to lift a business. Like you said, you had to get rid of the dead weight. That was one of the first things you learned. Okay, but then to grow to 52 cities, you have to have amazing leadership to be able to do that. How did you do that? Was it by surrounding yourself with the right people? Was it just going out and doing it? Now I'm talking about after you started, where it was you and just two car seats, when you started actually scaling the business, okay? How did your leadership qualities grow?
I think you just have to keep doing it. Keep pressing, keep trying, keep trying. I've made tons of mistakes, but you just have to keep trying. So doing it by doing it, and eventually you surround yourself with good people. But sometimes you surround yourself with there is bad apples, but eventually you'll eliminate those.
Right. Eventually, you'll eliminate, yeah, some of the bad apples. Tell me, being a leader in your organization and scaling this up, I mean, what was the biggest challenge you personally had to overcome? Was it confidence in yourself, in your business model? Was it uh, just getting other people to buy in on the idea as you were trying to scale? I mean, there's so many different routes you could go. What do you think your biggest challenge was as a leader?
I think my biggest challenge was probably emotional intelligence, working on emotional intelligence.
Right.
It's constant. That's a little deeper. It's dealing with stress, dealing with a lot of stress, a lot of people, a lot of different people from we're working with vendors all over the place, and it's dealing with just a lot of different personalities, and
Right.
it takes a certain type of person to be able to deal with that, and of course dealing with bad apples, because when you kind of like sometimes people are lying to you and stealing
Yeah.
to it's like you know they're doing it, you can't say anything. These are situations that you have to deal
Right,
with.
right. Understood, understood. So, your leadership journey of building Kidmoto from scratch, fostering a culture of innovation. How do you
Yes.
really foster your culture of innovation within your organization? Like you said that you're launching other business lines, other products, things like that.
Yes.
How do you foster that, being the leader that you are?
We want to be consumer friendly. We want to be customer centric, right? Create value to the consumer. That's just at the end of the day, it's creating value to the consumer and finding a need in the marketplace for that.
Right.
So being able to create value with providing child car seats is one, and seeing other aspects in other areas in transportation that are not where there are no providers.
Right.
So, for example, our next venture is Baby Moto, and that's picking up newborn infants at hospitals. So think about when you had your baby and
Wow.
it's a traumatic experience, and you just want to go home from the hospital, but generally, new parents don't know how to install an infant seat to take the baby to go home. So, and that's a venture that we're very excited about, and also logistics, working with airlines, delivering last mile cargo transporting airline crews or cruise line crew members. Think about it. Cruise lines have 4, 5, 600 employees.
Right,
They
right.
need to be transported.
Right, right. But how do you foster that innovation? I mean, you get these ideas, but where do they come from? Do they come from your team members, your leadership team, your own brain? I mean, how do you get these ideas and figure out that there is a market for these? I
Uh,
love them. I love like the baby taking the kids home. I mean, I have 3 kids. I mean, that would have been great if it was available when my kids were born, or, you said the airline employees, like they're wonderful ideas, but how did you come up with those ideas?
I listen to people. I looked at the market, looked at what the leaders in the market are doing, and try to see what they're not doing. That's one. And of course, you listen to the consumer to see, do you think this is valuable? Would you pay for this?
Okay. Okay. So you've done a lot of consumer surveys, it sounds like, or focus groups, something like that, as far as getting the research. Okay. That sounds good.
Would you pay for this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. That's cool. And I assume the answer was yes because you're moving forward with it.
Yes.
So, let's get
Or
into
of
our
course,
last topic real quick. Let's talk about the business mindset. Okay. Do not stay down on the floor when you're knocked down. Okay. What do you do when you get a punch to the gut? Okay. What do you do to pick yourself back up and continue the fight?
so what? Move on. Move on. It's like a quarterback, right? We're football season, right? You throw an
Right.
interception, so what?
Interception.
Forget
Right.
about
I was just about to say that. You throw an interception and you've got to get
forget
back
about
out there and score a touchdown.
Forget about it. It's gone. That's it. You don't. That's inconsequential energy. That's dead weight, right? Just move on. You can't concentrate on that. Just move on, and
Oh, yeah.
you just have to keep getting back up. You can't stay down. You just can't stay down. Just keep moving. Fall down, get back up, move on.
That's solid, solid advice. Now, real quick before we go, I got one more question for you before you give out all your info. Okay. I
Yep.
want to hear the story about your subway accident. You've got to share that.
Oh, I was going to high school in New York City. I remember I was going to aviation high school, and oh man, uh, for some reason I was hit by a train at that on the subway line and in Queens, and I just can't remember before that,
Hmm.
and I think I was in a coma for about 3 weeks, and
A coma
uh,
for 3 weeks.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
you can't really see this, but the like the the doctor just took out the entire basically the entire frontal lobe of my head, my forehead, and it grew back.
It grew back.
Yes.
Holy cow. That's amazing. So I've got to ask this. I mean, like when you were in the coma, do you remember anything from being in the coma?
No.
No? Like what was it like? Was it just like you were asleep, like you just woke up in the hospital, like what the heck happened to me, or like how can you mind sharing those details?
I honestly don't remember. You just wake up. You just wake up.
Wow.
You
Wow.
just you just wake up. Yeah.
I've never
I
met
don't know what to
anybody
say.
that has woken up from a coma, so that has me personally intrigued, and that's why I needed to ask you about that.
Oh, and they had my hands strapped and my feet strapped down.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, that
That
was
is
it was traumatic because now you have a kid with with basically no bones in his like in the front in his forehead, and uh uh now who knows what I would have done, who knows, but it's a good thing they strapped me down.
yeah, well, you know what? It sounds like with everything that you're doing, the way that you look, because you are sharp, my man.
Hey,
It looks like as traumatic as that was, being in a coma for 3 weeks with a subway accident. I mean, things worked out for you. Like you've had some struggles throughout your life, and you are why I do this show, because I want other people to hear it. Look, this dude was in a coma. Okay, he went through, almost, I assume, almost losing everything during the Great Recession,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
built yourself up from being a taxi cab driver to an actual tech entrepreneur in 52 different cities with 600 drivers around the U.S. in a specialized niche with more to come. That is incredible. If that's not motivating you to go out there and start your own dang business, despite the negativity people are telling you, I don't know what else to tell the viewers.
Just set your goals, set them as high as possible, and keep sending them high. I was asked a question about, what's the most advice you've ever gotten, right? And I only took one business class in college, and the professor said, shoot for the stars, because if you land on the moon, that's not a bad place to be.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly. I live that same philosophy. I have a little bit of a different saying. What I usually say is keep one eye on the present, because you need to be focused on the now, like what you're doing now. But you also need to keep one eye on the future, because the actions that you take today are going to impact whether or not you hit those goals in the future. And that's my mindset of thinking, which is, I would say, argue that it's pretty similar to what you said, where you shoot for the stars. If you land on the moon, that's not that bad either.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
anyways, Nelson, this
Appreciate it.
was an incredible interview. Your story is mind blowing. I love it. So sorry you were in the coma. That was a sad moment. But besides that, I mean, you've overcome a lot throughout your life, and kudos to you. Full respect. This was incredible. Please tell me, how can people get in contact with you? How can people get in contact with Kidmoto? Give us all the details about how to reach out to your business.
I'm LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. Kidmoto, Moto Nation. We're on Twitter. We're on LinkedIn.
It's
They
actually
can
called
reach us
X
there.
now.
Oh, X. Sorry. Okay, X. We're on X, and YouTube. We're on Facebook. Can reach out. Reach out to
I assume you
me.
have apps for Kidmoto.
Yes, that the Kidmoto app is in Google Play, iOS store, and the Babymoto same, and it's incredible. Uh, yeah.
That is great. Everybody out there, please check out this man's business, especially if you have kids, because he's a brilliant man, and fought a lot of perseverance to get to where he's at today. Nelson, this was an incredible interview. You have such an invaluable story. I'm sure it's going to inspire at least one person out there. One of our 5 listeners will definitely be inspired. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, David. Thank you for having me. Refuse to lose.
Refuse to lose. I love that. I want to get that made on a banner. And I'm going to quote you for saying it. Hey, thank you, Nelson. You're fabulous. Thank you again, my friend.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. Wow, that was an incredible chat with Nelson, right? First, y'all know the routine. If you found this interview helpful, if it sparked those warm and fuzzies, do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. But if you really want to help us out, because you know Shark Bite Biz is the greatest kept secret in the world of small business, you share us out to your friends, your family, your colleagues, wherever you dwell out in the interwebs. I'd love nothing more than Neilson Nigel, Kidmoto, and Shark Bite Biz out there trending. Anyways, awesome stuff, Nelson. Thank you so much for coming on, sharing your expertise and your personal career transformation. Once again, proving on this show that anybody can do anything. All it takes is motivation. Question of the day. What do you think about Nelson's career transformation from taxi cab driver to tech entrepreneur? I would love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment down below on YouTube. Do you want to be on the show? We're currently booking season 8 and 9. Interviews at sharkbitebiz.com. Please don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, you can join the channel. $3 a month, you become a baby shark. Every dollar in is every dollar out, helping reach as many people as we can to help them hit the 3 Gs. personal growth, professional growth, and business growth, just like you heard on this episode with Neilson today. And also, lastly, one last shout out to our sponsor that made this possible, Stellar One Consulting. You know, if you're running on QuickBooks, if your business is struggling with the tech that you have, reach out to me, David at sharkbitebiz.com, or go to stellar1consulting.com and stellar1.io. We will help your business get through the next level with a growth partnership that you have always dreamt of. We'll be looking to hear from you. But anyways, again, thank you again, Stellar One, for making this all possible. You all know this by now, but I'll say it once again. I'm David Strausser. This is Shark Bite Biz. We'll see you all next episode. Ciao.
You've just experienced Shark Bite Biz with Dave Strausser. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the show to help us spread the word about personal, professional, and business growth. Want to be on the show? Send an email to interviews@sharkbitebiz.com. Special shout out to our sponsor, an SAP and Acumatica Gold Partner, Stellar One. Get off QuickBooks. Automate businesses' processes and have your business reach the stars. StellarOneConsulting.com or reach out to the show. Till next episode.